So Colin Powell is looking to leave the GOP, and he's set to leave it. And I've got a few points I want to make here. So let's get to it. First of all, for those of you who don't know who Colin Powell, Colin Powell is. He has been in administration after administration, and mainly Republicans. And now he has been one who has helped these administrations in the intelligence community create lies to get us into wars, create disastrous foreign policies under these administrations, and even advising the Democratic administration. So he's not a good guy. Okay, let's just put it out there. Now he tries to act like this macho man, like, I'm gonna escape the Republican Party this election. I'm gonna vote for the Democrat. Like in 2008, he voted Obama, I think. And so he's one of those grifters. But and so I'm gonna put it this way. So first, I think it's great if someone's going to leave the Republican Party. And I think it's great if someone's going to leave the Democratic Party. Why? Because they're not here for you. They don't care about you. They're just here for the business class and those that give them money. And my problem here is this. He's going to leave the Republican Party not because of the wrong that it has done in the past 20 years or more, 25 years really, or 30 years. He's leaving because of someone else's crimes, not his own. So he was a part of an administration that got us into an illegal war that killed 700,000 civilians minimum in Iraq. Minimum. Those are just people that were accounted for. So, he was also a part. So they lied us into the war. He said they had weapons of mass destruction. They did not have weapons of mass destruction. They said Iraq attacked us on 9/11. They didn't. It was Saudi Arabia and a host of other countries. They said Osama bin Laden worked with Saddam Hussein of Iraq. Osama bin Laden was the leader of Al-Qaeda. He wasn't, and he helped perpetrate those lies. And he helped the intelligence community lie to the New York Times, the Times, and the New York Times, the LA Times, everybody, right? Like he helped spread those lies that the media perpetrated for 2 years to the American people. They told them. And then he was a part of an administration that ordered torture, did torture, and then destroyed the tapes of those tortures in the CIA with Gina DeSantos, who's Trump's CIA director, right? So, they ordered torture. And by the way, they asked Afghanistan to send America Al-Qaeda members. And Afghanistan was like, well, America's stupid and they're going to believe us anyway. So they shipped us their own prisoners. Their own war prisoners. And like, here, we found Al-Qaeda. And Bush was like, great, thank you. And guess what? We found out later, they weren't Al-Qaeda members. They were Afghanistani prisoners of war. That's who they were. And we tortured them. And then we asked them to lie. We tortured them until they lied and said, fine. Okay, it was Iraq. Okay, fine. They did attack us. They did attack you. I'm sorry. So that we would stop torturing the shit out of them, waterboarding them, and all kinds of crap. And we tortured a guy 83 times to give us information about Iraq, which he still didn't give us after 83 times. So he was a part of that. He was a part of that administration. They got us into an illegal conflict that violated international law and then and U.S. law. And they ordered torture, performed torture, and then destroyed the evidence of torture. And as Edward Snowden pointed out, they tied the Democrats' hands behind their backs because they told them about the torture. Democrats did nothing, so now they're complicit. Oops. So he's not leaving because of those crimes. He's not, right? Now he's rationalizing it. Well, the thing is that this president did an insurrection. And that's unacceptable. Of course it's unacceptable, you dummy, of course! The Congress was attacked by white supremacists and racist Trump supporters. Of course! They're white domestic terrorists. Of course! It wasn't acceptable. And it did go too far for Trump. But how many times has this man gone too far and you didn't leave? The trade war, which hurt the American economy. Charlottesville, which killed a young woman named Heather Heyer because the Proud Boys started it, and others. when QAnon was started and aligned with Trump and the right. You didn't leave after that. You didn't. You stayed because it didn't go too far. But now you leave? It's because he didn't commit the crime, so why should he leave? It's when he committed his own crimes that he's like, I can't really rationalize this. What a grifter. So I'm begging Democrats, do not hold him as a hero. Don't hail him as, oh my God, Colin Powell. Oh, what a hero. No, he's not a hero. He's a fucking killer. He's a war criminal. Don't idolize him. What's wrong with you? What's wrong? Jesus. And so, point number 3. This is a bad thing because he's going to go to the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party went from the party of the people, from Roosevelt to Truman to Johnson to Kennedy to Carter. Kennedy, Johnson, Carter, however you want to place the order. It does go in that order. And so it went from that to the party of Clinton, which is highly educated, higher educated white voters. So no more working class. And now it's going to go to the corporate moderate Republican Party view. More war, more Wall Street tax cuts, more tax cuts for the rich, more defense contractors getting rich off of war. Like, that's all it is. And he's pushing that party all the way to the right. So now he's giving Democrats permission to go, if you want to be more right-wing, go ahead. What he's not doing is saying we should believe and we should create social democratic reform in this country. We should give people health care and jobs and higher wages and end the wars and give free college and forgive student debt and forgive medical debt. And he's not about that. He's not. So, and that's the thing, is that we need people who are like going to do that. You know what I mean? So, like, for example, Bernie Sanders worked with Mike Lee to end the war in Yemen. And Rand Paul would also agree with that. But he can also work with Josh Hawley to... and Ro Khanna and Matt Gaetz can agree, for as big of a clown as Matt Gaetz, the Republican in Congress, is for Florida. They can agree on anti-war as well a little bit. But then he can work with Josh Hawley on $2,000 checks because he's more of the populist right. So again, it's not that we don't want to work with the establishment. We'll work with the establishment and we'll work with Republicans. We'll work with anybody with open arms if you're for the beliefs that will better the American life, that will put money in the pockets of the American people, not in the pockets of the defense contractors. So that's the problem that I see with this. He's a war criminal. He's not leaving because of his own crimes. And he's going to switch the party to the right. And it's not going to be for good social democratic reform. So, another Republican grifter. And Democrats are probably going to hail him as a hero.